Good morning, Algo artisans. How are we doing today? It's Tuesday. We have a short week. We had the Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day, whatever day was yesterday, and that was a Monday. And so markets were, I think, some markets were open. Like Forex is usually open even on days like that. Crypto's always open no matter what. But markets didn't have a lot of volatility or volume. So even on the non-U.S. pairs, when the U.S. Markets are closed, usually there's just not a lot of volatility, not a lot going on. So, of course, I worked yesterday on a bunch of other stuff. Don't have time to necessarily take a day off at this point, but it is what it is. Looks like I have a little bit of data coming out right now for the Canadian dollar. So we'll spend a few minutes here looking at the calendar for what's going on this week. We had claimant count change for the GBP, and that was at the European Open a few hours ago. About what is that? 5-6 hours ago, 6.5 hours ago. We also have the Guerilla here with us. How are you, sir?
Namaste.
Namaste. Yeah, did you have a good weekend?
It was restful. It was just going for another hot coffee enema treatment. It was excellent.
Why do you have to go somewhere for that? All you need is like a water hose and a pot of coffee.
Yeah, but my water pressure was low, so I needed something with. So I went to the local fire department, and they jacked me in. And,
I got you. Yeah, so that's a lot of coffee. I mean, you got to brew a whole, 100-gallon take a coffee.
55-gallon oil drum of hot piping coffee.
So is it like basically this big gorilla with, and I know this sounds terrible, but a hot brown liquid coming out the back, shooting down the street?
Basically.
So it's just like a Tuesday. I mean, it's like every day for you.
And because it is the season, I did request pumpkin spice flavor.
Pumpkin spice. So you're gay too. Okay.
Look, it's no secret, man. I love pumpkin spice. I don't care what you say. I don't care if it's a white girl's drink. And I told my better half that you called it a white girl's drink. She started cracking up.
Oh, what did he think of you?
He.
Yeah. Actually, I was at a Starbucks. I had my kid with me. We were at the grocery store. I like to take him around and give mom a break. You know what I mean? And so we were at the store, and they had little like shot-sized samples of pumpkin spice latte. I'm like, hey, this ain't too bad. Hey, I can see why the Gorilla's gay sometimes.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to dabble in the fruity,
I guess pumpkin's a fruit. Oh boy,
is it, or is it a vegetable?
Fuck, I don't know, and I don't care. It just makes good lattes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I tasted it. I thought it was fine. Not bad, I like pumpkin pie, that's good. Pumpkin seeds. My kid loves pumpkin seeds. Those are really good for anti parasites. That's like taking wormwood. Clears parasites out your gut.
Yes.
Pumpkin seed. I did a fast. We'll get in the markets, fella. Look, it's going to be pretty slow today until the New York Open, so don't get too excited about markets. We got time to do it. But actually, I did my first time doing a real fast where you don't eat for a number of days, right? I started off intermittent, and then I went for actually 3 days with no food. And the secret was, if I got hungry, I just did like a teaspoon of what's that oil? Coconut oil, and that took the edge off the hunger. And then I ate for like 3 days, nothing. And then for 2 days, all I had were like every so often a handful of pumpkin seeds. And apparently that just like cleans out parasites if you got them. I'm not sure, I mean, everybody has parasites, whether you know it or not. But anyway, little health tip. We're not medical advice. I'm not a dietitian. I can't tell you. My name is Morty.
No, you can give out nutritional advice, man. Nutrition is such it's an ambiguous term here in the United States, man. So
nice. Well, you're a clinical nutritionist among your other other expertise. That's
yeah, it's one of my other things that I have. Clinical nutritionist, drama coach, thespian.
They're gonna say drama queen.
Yes. Sometimes I'm a drama queen. Thespian.
Just have to eat better.
I'm also I'm also a ski instructor. For those that are interested.
Well, you should, if you are in a part-time drama teacher, you should run for the president of Canada or whatever they call that person, prime minister. I don't know.
Prime Minister, you're talking about the Honorable Justin Trudeau.
Also, he was a substitute teacher and a ski instructor, right? And a drama coach or something.
He is all things, man. Like he's probably one of the most talented individuals I've ever met in my life. I mean, wow. I mean, the Canadians are really lucky. He is a walking, talking, just
birth control.
Absolute, yeah, man. He is a walking, talking birth control.
Yeah. Wild blueberries are good parasite cleansers. That's good to know, Lisa. We actually do. I buy frozen wild blueberries because my kid likes them in his oatmeal. And so one thing about wild fruit is that they are forced to survive. They're not cultivated, and so a lot of the chemicals that are created in their biology are actually the kind that are good for you, like elderberries and stuff like that. Yeah, they're wild. Exactly. What's that?
Right, and they're also anti, the only thing you have to worry about with wild blueberries, they might turn you into a white supremacist. So,
yeah. Then you start having a job and going to church.
You want to avoid things like that because it'll promote having a nuclear family, productivity,
strong member of your community.
Yeah. All just horrible.
Donate to charity.
Yeah, horrible signs of supremacy.
Yeah, strong local government.
And you start believing in patriarchy and stuff, and you don't want that.
Patriarchy, patriotism.
You don't want to believe that because that's once you start believing in the patriarchy, it's game over, dude.
Yeah, rule of law.
It's all downhill from there at that point.
You start creating strong society.
Jeez.
You don't want those things.
You give me agita. You need to stop.
Would you say I'm what?
You give me agita.
Let's at least go over the data for the week, and we're having fun here, but we got a couple minutes left yet on the public live lab. We're going to flip over to the private live lab soon. So some Canadian data just came out for those of you who trade in CPI. And look, those of you, of course, we do crypto here and all that. We do crypto charts. In the end, crypto is fun every few years, but then it kind of dies off. And we're not here to just, have fun gambling on crypto every couple of years. We're here to trade. So Forex is where we spend a fair amount of time. Forex and the indices, SP 500, stuff like that, gold, stocks. We do it all here. It's all about charting. It's all about trading. And Canadian dollar had their CPI just come out, and it looks as if things are a little cool, right? So the CPI for Canada came out a couple of 20 basis points, a little lower than expected. So cool CPI usually means that, okay, there might be a rate cut. Their economy slowing down. You got the New Zealand dollar CPI coming out 3:45 my time PM. So that's going to be 5:45 EST. We'll take a brief look at the Canadian USD CAD. This should be causing the Canadian dollar to get weaker. Yeah. So here it is right here. Nice pop up on the USD CAD 30-minute, right? Nice pop-up right there. And that's due to the CPI news. New Zealand dollar happens, again, 5:45 p.m. EST. So, and that's quarter-over-quarter CPI. That's going to be a big number. If this is way off from the estimate, it could be a big move in the New Zealand dollar. Now, I don't mess around and try to trade those. Usually, I let those happen. And then once the volatility is in and all the market jitters are out, I tend to start trading things. So you never know what these numbers are going to be, and half the time they're fudged anyway. And they're, the large players use this as a reason to mess around and knock you out of your trades. So I personally don't find it to be wise to trade them. And the big one here is going to be British pound overnight. If you're trading like the cable or anything against the pound, maybe the beast or the cable, you got CPI year over year. That's a big number. And there's also core CPI. There's a lot of data coming out for GBP overnight, but the big one is going to be year over year CPI at the European Open. Be careful trading the pound in any way. Aussie dollar at 8:30 p.m. That's tomorrow. Employment data Thursday morning. There's a lot of data. There's the euro, basically their version of FOMC, main refinancing rate, monetary policy statement. That's going to be Thursday morning, 8:15 a.m. EST. And then you have a lot of data coming out for USD right after that, plus the ECB press conference. So I probably won't be messing with markets until after this data is done. And that's right about the time that we're in the middle, like right now, I mean, literally almost right now, this stuff is going to start to be done, maybe another 10 minutes from now on Thursday. And then it's probably going to be a good day to trade. After all that volatility is introduced to the market, might see some opportunities. And then just one more British pound retail sales, the European Open after that. Justin Buffington asked, do you keep news in mind when it comes to large time frame? No, Justin. The only reason I'll keep it in mind if there's like a larger time frame swing position is I might tighten up my stops. And that way, at least if I'm in profit and something really wild happens, then I'm taken out of the trade and I can always get right back into it if it goes against me, right? Scalping strictly, yeah, that's I mean, like I said, if it's a higher time frame, I will a lot of times tighten up my stops, especially if it's like a big event, CPI, FOMC. I might tighten up the stops just in case something wild happens. But by and large, higher time frame stuff, you don't have to worry quite as much about the news, right? Not usually. It kind of depends. But yeah, scalping or just day trading. I'm real careful about news. I don't trade it on a lower time frame because the large players just use it to knock you out of your stops. And let's go ahead and take a look at least one chart here. We'll go with Bitcoin because I know people want to see it. Okay, so a big move up over the weekend while everybody was sleeping. And this typically happens on holiday weekends, or on 3-day weekends or during Super Bowl or whenever people are not paying attention, you get these big moves. And the big move was Sunday night, Monday morning, and it was right here. Nice big move, and actually really started going back to Thursday. You had the big move up, but then the big pump. And, I say big, I mean relatively, and it may not be over. It might just be taking a break, right? But that was up to 66,360. And what I have been saying this whole time is I want to see price be above this prior high for a few days, and it's not there. It touched there, and it came back down. And that's 66,500. So if price is above that high going back to, September 27th or so, stays above there for a few days, then I'll be like, okay, I start to get a little bit bullish. Right now, I'm more or less flat. I want to see price be above that before I get excited about anything. And in a higher time frame, do I think it's like time for Bitcoin to break out and go to its all-time high and all that? Well, two things. It could happen. And it might not happen until after the election. I think Kamala said she might take away your Bitcoin because racism. Is that what it was? She said something about they're going to make regulation. What does she say, V?
Only people that are like non-white can have, Bitcoin.
I think her words were they're going to make a regulatory framework to make Bitcoin big or good for black people and other people like them or something like. So somehow it matters what color your skin is when it comes to how they're going to regulate Bitcoin.
I love how racist liberals are.
That's so racist.
Dude, I'm honestly speaking, right? If you
because like right now, it doesn't. You could be any color and buy Bitcoin right now. You don't have to be like. There's never been any kind of limitation to buying Bitcoin based on the color of your skin ever.
None ever.
Yeah, but if Kamala gets selected, go ahead.
Yeah, no, this is exactly what it is. It's they want to, they want to make it where it's they want to make it where it's like this imaginary racism BS.
Yeah, I mean, I got the tweet right here. It's hard to see. I don't know if I can make this any bigger, but it says. It says Kamala Harris campaign says she will make sure owners of crypto benefit from a regulatory framework so that black men and others in this market are protected.
How do you regulate that?
You don't.
How do you regulate that?
Or you find a way to make it like if you're white, we're going to take it away. What does that even mean?
She's a dumb fuck, man. She's a piece of shit, dumb fuck, brainless idiot, man.
I think you're being generous.
I think I am being generous.
I think you're being generous. Like, who talks like that? What does that even mean? And what I hear when I hear things like that is, we're going to take away your Bitcoin if you're white. That's like what I mean. That's what it sounds like to me. There's never been any. You could be any color and buy Bitcoin, and it's always been the case. You don't have Coinbase like, oh, hold on a minute, let's see what color you are. Oh no, you're black. You can't buy it.
This is why I said liberals are racist, because they'll say things like, oh, black people need help with this because they don't have computers. They don't know how to access computers. This is why you can't have voter ID. And you go to any black person, I'm like, everybody knows how to use a computer.
Yeah, didn't I send you
Everybody
that?
has an ID.
I sent
It's
you
the dumbest thing.
that video,
The white
right?
liberal, dude, the scourge of Western civilization is the white liberal. That is the scourge of Western civilization. You're going to see Western civilization is collapsing in real time. It's peaked and collapsing in real time because all the rest of us that were productive thought it was funny. We thought it was cute, right? Listening to all these crazy white liberals as they took over our schools, as they took over our entertainment, as they took over everything and completely subverted it. And now we're like, we're basically yelling, "Hold the fort!" trying to make sure we don't go into total collapse here. But yeah, that's the problem.
I don't
dude.
know, bro. I mean, it's just I don't. I don't know, bro. I got some comments on it. I'll probably save for private. But what I will say,
dude, open up your heart and let the hate out, bro.
You Clayton Bigsby,
and Clayton Bigsby, the blind black white supremacist.
That was like their best skit, dude.
That was amazing.
That was the best work that he ever did.
Mm-hmm.
If you have hate in your heart, let it out.
Let it out. Open up your heart and let the hate out.
Condolingus rice. What kind of name is that anyway? Sound like Chinese dish.
Yep, condolingus rice.
Oh boy. All right, we're gonna be so canceled. Let's go ahead and move over to Private Live Lab. One more thing before we go though is that we do have a go signal right on this, and this is my algo here. These little red tabs. Well, this green tab means go. Now, there's always that chance that within the first couple candles, that signal can disappear, right? Because it's it relies on higher time frame data. But so far, it looks as if it's not gone anywhere because you got 1, 2, 3 candles. This is strong, dude. So I'm gonna say right now that just because my algo did ping it, if Bitcoin, and again, here's that line right there. You see it. If it breaks above 66,560, stays above there for 3 days, I'm going to start to get slightly bullish, slightly. And then if it breaks above right here, which is 70,100, I'm going to start to get even slightly more bullish. But I'm not going to be terribly bullish until the all-time high is broken, or until some other things are set on the algo charts. But remember, election is when you got Kamala saying things like, I don't even know what the hell she means by it, but making racist comments about Bitcoin, it's like, okay, I want to be careful with things until the election hopefully washes her out. God, I'd love to see it wash her out, man. Oh, dude, what a freaking, I don't even understand, bro. I just don't, they're just, people are lost. All right, good. All right, well, can you get us out of here, sir?
Yep. And with that being said, folks, we are over now. Join us in the private lab for less than the price of a bottle of water. Bottle of water. The most prolific trading room on God's green earth. That being said, Cowboy, take it away.
Join us or die.